Morning. I'm about to do math 4, so please look on and correct your work as you go along. Number 1, write in words that number quoted there. What is the number? Oh yes, I have to write, sorry. What color am I? I'm going to use yellow. Some children said they've seen yellow very well, so we're going to try it. 700 and 5,000 and 26. Alright, please do not forget your place value matrix. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. You will not lose marks for not including it, but it helps you to come up with the right answer. Number 2, express 1/20th as a decimal fraction. What I prefer to do is change it to a percentage first, and then when it's in percentage form, it's easy. You can almost see it there right away. 1/20 multiplied by 100/1. That's how you change a fraction to a decimal. 20 into 21, 20 into 100, 5. 1/5 is 5. 1/1 is 1. 5/1, which is 5. So that's 5%. Does 5% mean 0.5? No. What does 5% mean? It means 5 out of 100, right? So to change 5% to decimal, you take the 5 and you shift the point, which is understood at the back, 2 places to the left. What do we do with this extra empty space? We fill it in with a 0. So our answer ends up being 0.05. If you had 0.05, that would be the same thing. If you have 0.5 or 0.5, that would be wrong. Alright, this is a simple addition. 6 plus 2, 8. 7 plus 5, 12. Cross the 2, put it in. 3 plus 3, 6. Plus 1, 7. 4 plus 3, 7. Elementary. State the value of the underlined digit. Once again, place your matrix. You have ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands. So the 5 falls under tens of thousands. So your answer is 50,000 or 5 tens of thousands. They are both correct. Even if you combine words with figures, 50,000, 5 tens of thousands. What number must go in the box to correctly complete the sentence? 1/15 times something equals 30. When you can't remember how to do these things, just remind yourself of division facts. You have, let's try and use a simple one. Let's work on multiplication facts. 2 times 3 equals 6. You have your multiplicand, big words, but we are familiar with them. Your multiplier, and you have your product. Okay? Multiplicand, the number you're multiplying, the multiplier, the number you're multiplying by, and your product, which is the answer when you multiply. If I didn't know what my multiplier was, we know it's 3, but let's pretend we don't know it's 3. I'm going to erase it. What can I do with 6 and 2? to get that answer. This is a very important concept. When you can't remember, do this. Try this out with things that you know and to inform you of what to do when you don't know. Right? I can say 2 times something equals 6, and I know that in my head, but I can also say 6 divided by 2, or 2 into 6. So when my multiplier is missing, I divide my product by my multiplicand. So 6 divided by 2 equals 3. Another way to do it is 6 divided by 2 equals 3. So we're going to do the same thing here. I'm going to erase this now because it's not part of our working. So 1/15 times something equals 30. Therefore, 30 divided by 1/15 will give us the answer. Let me do the erasing now. So we can go straight on to multiplying, to dividing, sorry. Speck on my screen. Speck, go. Wait a minute, it's a speck on the paper. All right. So 30 divided by 1/15. Now notice you're dividing by a fraction. So let's change it to fraction form. 30 over 1 divided by 1/15. What did you learn to do when you are dividing fractions? You change the sign, the division sign to a multiplication sign, and you invert or flip the fraction. So we go back to 30 over 1 multiplied by, let's flip now, 15 over 1. Right, nothing can be reduced, so we multiply across. 30 times 15, 1 times 1. Easy way to multiply. 15 3s are 45 and you add a 0. 450 over 1, stage 4 down, bolong bang, 450. So the answer is 450. 15 times 450 equals 30. 1/15, times 450 equals 30. Arrange the numbers below in descending order. Make sure you pay attention to your instructions. Descending means largest to smallest. So let's look. The first one has no holes, 1/10 and 4/100. The second one has 1 hole and 4/10. The third one has no holes, 4/10 and 1/100. Then the fourth one has 14 holes. I think it's pretty obvious who's the winner there. 14 holes is the largest one. Then you have the one with the next largest number of holes, and that would be this one here, 1.4. So now the battle is between 0.14 and 0.41. They both have no holes, so let's look at the 10th digit. It's a 1 in this case, it's a 4 in this case. The one with the greater number of tenths is the winner for being largest. So 0.41, then 0.14. All right. If I click done, what happens? No, I don't click done. Next page. Write 17 over 3, 17 thirds as a mixed number. All right, we learned a little rap for that. Divide the numerator by the denominator. Your answer becomes your big whole number. Remainder becomes your numerator, and just use the same denominator. So let's go. We're dividing 17 by 3. 3 into 15. 5 3s are 15. 17 take away 15 is 2. So that's your remainder. According to the wrap, your answer becomes your big whole number. Remainder becomes your numerator, and just use the same denominator. So the answer is 5 2 thirds. Checking it back to make sure it's correct. 5 3s are 15 plus 2 equals 17. You end up with 17 over 3. My battery is dying. Cairo messed up my charger. Let's see what I can do. Alright, it's staying put there for now. A farm has 150 chickens. Each chicken lays 12 eggs each week. How many eggs does the farm produce for 1 week? So it's a simple multiplication of 150 by 12. And I'm going to do that with short multiplication because we know our 12 timetables. 0 12s are 0, 5 12s are 60, 1 12 is 12 plus 6, 18. So 1,800. Complete the pattern below. 49, 36, 25, 16. You can see clearly there they are square numbers. 7 sevens are 49, 6 sixes are 36, 5 fives are 25, 4 fours are 16. So what do you think is next? 3 times 3, but the answer isn't 3 times 3. It's the product of 3 times 3, or the square of 3, which is 9. Number 10. 25 into 2825, or 2,825. 25 into 28, obviously 1. 125 is 25. 25 take away 28, 3. Bring down the 2. 25 into 32 is still 1. 125 is 25. Take away 12, take away 5, 7. 2 take away 2, 0. Bring down the 5. 25 into 75, 3. 25s are 75. 75 take away 75, 0. 113. Number 11. Kilometers being changed to meters. There's a point. How do you change kilometers to meters? First of all, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. So you just multiply by 1,000. How do you multiply by 1,000? You shift the point 3 places to the right. So let's do that. 1, 2, there isn't another digit. So what? Let's do it still. We fill in the empty digit, empty jump with a 0. What's our answer? 2, 3, 6, 0. Remember, we shifted the point, so it's now at the back here. And once the point is the last thing, it is understood. There's no need to draw it, to write it. What is the length of the pencil to the nearest centimeter? Remember, the pencil did not start from 0 against the ruler. So, what do? We can count on. 2 to 3 is 1, 3 to 4 is 1, 4 to 5, 1, 5 to 6, 1, 6 to 7, 1, 7 to 8, 1, and then you have a little piece. Alright? A little piece which is about 2 or 3, 0.2 or 0.3. Alright? They said to the nearest centimeter. This is so little bit, it hasn't reached half or greater than half, so we can disregard it. Let's disregard it because they said to the nearest centimeter, nearest whole centimeter. So the answer is 1, oh my gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 centimeters. Very often children start counting 1 over here. Please do not do that. You need to move first before you say 1. Right? There's no length at this point yet. You have to travel across the pencil before you can say 1. And some children may have put 7. So please be careful with that. Okay. It's 13 I'm at now, yes. Derek buys a shirt for $53.75. How much change should he get if he pays with 3 $20 bills? Well, 3 $20 bills we know are $60, so it's just $60. Take away $53.75. Okay. We're regrouping here. 10 take away 5, 5, 9 take away 7, 2, put your point, 9 take away 3, 6, 5 take away 5, 0. I didn't get that last time. Yes, I did. Just making sure. $62.25. The time on the clock A. The time on clock A is 15 minutes fast. Draw the correct time on clock B. Now, what does 15 minutes fast mean? It means it's ahead of time. It's showing a later time when it's really earlier. So it means we have to move the clock, the long hand, backwards. So let's do just that. 5 minutes back, 10 minutes back, 15 minutes back. So the long hand will definitely be pointing to 7. Where would the short hand be pointing? Now here it was 10 to 2, so the short hand was approaching to very close to 2. Now that we have gone further back in time, it's a little past 1:30. 1:30, the hand should have been pointing between 1 and 2. So it's a little past 1:30, so a little beyond the middle. I'll give you correct once it shows clearly that it is past the 1. Looking at my diagram from the angle I'm at, that could look like it's pointing to the 1. Let me make sure and you can even do this. Can even do that for them. Give them that. Show them where you're pointing to. A little past half. Well, mine isn't even a little past half. Let me... Alright, let's do that there. A little past half is about here, so... Hey. Alright, you're not writing on a screen, so get yours accurate, please. Name the solid given below. This is a no-brainer. Cylinder. C-Y-L-I-N-D-E-R. How many lines of symmetry are there in the shape below? Here we have 1. Here we have 2. Here we have 3. Here we have 4. Right? You'll get it correct once you either drew the lines or put the 4 or both. Right? So I'm saying if you drew the lines but you didn't write 4, you wrote 4 but you didn't draw the lines, you'd still get it right. Number 17. The arrow was pointing to F. Where's F? F is right here. The arrow was pointing to F. The arrow turned from F 3 quarter turns in a clockwise direction. Clockwise is this way. This is the way the clock goes. Anti-clockwise is the other way. Alright? So, anti and clockwise. So we're going this way. Great. Quarter turns. This is our first quarter turn here. From F to G to H. First quarter turn, 90 degrees. Now just remember as well, the whole is a revolution. This is the whole here. And if I had to divide this in 4 equal parts, right, 2 sections would make 1 quarter. Right, the first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter. Now I've given away the answer there. Wait a minute. F. That was not right. Let me do that again. The first quarter, the second quarter, the third quarter in a clockwise direction. So we end up at D. Which of the numbers below represents the mode? I'm seeing 23 here. I'm seeing 23 again. I'm seeing 23 again. I'm seeing 81 and 81. Some people's eyes will see this as 81. Please be careful. That is not 81. All right, 181. And then there's 127. All right, then there's 117. Good. Which color are you seeing the most of? Red. 23 is the mood. So I put my answer 23. The tally chart shows the types of fishes in an aquarium. Goldfish, molly, angel, guppy. There are 37 fishes in the aquarium. Complete the tally. How many we have so far? 5, 10, 15, 20, and 6 more, 26. So 26 out of 37. So that means 37 take away 26. 7 take away 6, 1. 3 take away 2, 1. So our tally must show 11. Is it 11? 26 and 10. Yes, 11. Phew, it's a good thing I didn't put the answer I had here, boy. I had 9. More Nutella. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. So we move on. Number 21. Is it? Wait a minute, I didn't do 20. All right, I'll come back in and do 20 because I don't think I have the page for 20. But let me just talk about it. Let me just talk about it instead of doing that. For number 20, I'm seeing here, the table below shows the number of books read by 5 boys. How many more books does Joe need to read an equal number of books? To read? How many more books does Joe need to read to equal the number of books read by Cain? Cain read 21, Joe read 9, so 21 take away 9, 12. 9, 10, 11. Right. So the answer for number 20, 12. Simple subtraction. We have a addition now. Different denominator. Had the denominators been the same, you just add the numerator. So we're using an LCM of 8. Remember, there's another way to add. You can just change halves to 8. Change 8s to halves, whatever. So let's use the LCM, of 8. Add the whole numbers. 4 plus 3, 7. So remember, we have the 7 waiting there when you get our answer. 8 into 8, 1, 7 is 7. 2 into 8, 4. 4 ones are 4. 7 plus 4 equals 11 over 8. So, hold on, I know. We have 7 and 11 over 8. However, 11 over 8 is an improper fraction. So let's change it to a mixed number. And remember, a mixed number is made up of a whole number and a fraction. A whole number and a proper fraction. So what you do with that whole number, you add it to the whole number you already have. So let's try. 8 into 11. 8 into 11, 1, 8 is 8. 11 take away 8, 3. Your answer becomes your big whole number, remainder becomes your numerator, and just use the same denominator. So we have 7 wholes plus 1 whole equals 8 wholes, and we have our fraction, 3 eighths. Wonderful. Karen has 532 clips. Fahima has 86 clips fewer than Karen. How many clips do they have together? So Karen has 532. Fahima has 86 less. So that's 532. Take away 86. Fahima does not have 86, eh? So let me point to this here. We're going to subtract. Let me put my subtraction on. Saving space, we're using it right here. 2, 12 take away 6, 6, 12 take away 8, 4, 4 take away nothing, 4. So we have 446 for Fahima. Let me rewrite it. Karen 532, Fahima 446. How many clips do they have in total? Let's add right here. 2 plus 6, 8. 3 plus 4, 7. 5 plus 4, 9. So the answer is 978 clips. A rectangle is divided into equal parts as shown below. Right, you see it? Express the shaded area as a decimal fraction. First, let's express it as a regular fraction. And you ask yourself, how many out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of how many? You can count all, or you can count the short way, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4 8s are 32. So 8 out of 32. Right? That can be reduced. 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 32, 4. So that's 1/4. 1/4 as a decimal is something that you should know by heart. 1/4 as a decimal is 0.25. If you didn't know it as a decimal, which you should, what do? We divide the numerator by the denominator. 4 into 1. 4 into 1 cannot, so we put a point and we add a 0. 4 into 10. 2 4s are 8. 10 take away 8, 2. We add a 0 again. 4 into 20, 5. Jerry shared $60 among King, Roger, and Gavin. King got $12 and an equal amount was given to Gavin and Roger. What percentage of the money did Gavin get? So first of all, Jerry had $60 and he gave King $12. So King got $12. Does Jerry still have $60? No. Jerry has $60 minus $12. So 10 take away 2, which we could do mentally. 10 take away 2, 8. 5 take away 1, 4. So Jerry now has $48, and that $48 he's sharing equally between Gavin and Roger. So 48, which we know by heart, divided by 2 equals 24. So it means King has 12, Gavin has 24, Roger has 24. What is the question? The question asks, what percentage of the money did Gavin get? Gavin got $24 out of $60. So 24 over 60. Can we reduce that? Yes, we can. What are we going to divide by? 12 into 24, 2, 12 into 60, 5. So, let's make that into a percentage now. 2 over 5 times 100 over 1. 5 into 5, 1, 5 into 100, 20, 22s are 40. 40 over 1, stage 4 long, bang, bang, 40%. We write our answer on the line, 40%. There are 32 shelves in a warehouse. Each shelf holds 16 boxes. A worker packed 352 boxes. How many shelves are empty if each shelf was completely packed before packing the next one? So, each shelf can hold 16 boxes, and the worker packed 352 boxes. So we're dividing 352 by 16. 352 divided by 16. 16 into 32, 2. 2 16s are 32. 35, take away 32, 3. Bring down the 2. 16 into 32, 2. 2 16s are 32. So 22 shelves have been packed out of 32. 22 shelves have been packed out of 32. So how many shelves are still empty? 22 plus 10 make 32. 32. 10 shelves. Express the answer to the sum below as a decimal fraction. Easy. Let's set up a place value matrix. We know we have tenths and we have hundredths, so we have digits after the point. So, point, ones, tenths, hundredths. Sorry. Yes, I'm right. Ones, tenths, and hundredths. How many tenths? 3 tenths. So 3 will go on the tenths. We have 2 wholes, and 2 wholes will go on the ones. We have 7 hundredths, so 7 will go on the hundredths. The answer is 2.37. Mommy spent 30% of her salary on rent and 1/3 of the remainder on food. She remained with 4,200. What was her salary? Mommy spent 30% of her salary on rent. So the whole thing is 100. This is the 30% spent on rent. So it means that this part shows 70%. All right. So Mommy spent 30% of her salary on rent. Let's write rent here. And 1/3 of the remainder on food. 1/3 of the remainder. This is the remainder. So 1/3 of this. So that is 1/3 of 70 on food. This is 1/3 here. Let me highlight it. This is 1/3 here. That's what she spent on food. She remained with 4,200. What portion is left after she has done that? This portion is left here. Okay? And it represents 2/3. Not 2/3 of the whole. Hold up. 2/3 of the remainder. So this part, we're not talking about this part here. Right? We're talking about this part here. 2/3 of this. Okay? She remained with $4,200. So this part talks about $4,200. And if you see two equal parts referring to $4,200, can't you find out how much money one part refers to? Yes, divide by 2, right? Which would be $2,100. So that means this part here is $2,100, and this part here is $2,100. So it means this part here is also $2,100 because they are thirds and they are equal. Great. So if you can see now that 70%, how much money does 70% represent? $2,100, another $2,100, and another $2,100 equals 70%. How much is that? We can add that mentally. 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 6. 70% equals $6,300. That's 70%. This section here is $6,300. How did we learn to find the whole? We multiply the number by the reciprocal of the fraction. With whole up, I'm not seeing any fraction. Let's make it a fraction. 70% means 70 over 100 equals $6,300. So we multiply the number by the reciprocal of the fraction. We invert this 100 over 70 multiplied by 6,300. Okay. 0 cancel with 0. All right, 7 to 7, 1, 7 to 63, 9. Right. 90 times 100 is 9,000. That's her salary. A dozen pencils cost $15. What is the cost of 7 pencils? So we divide the $15 by the dozen. How much is a dozen? 12. If you didn't know that, you couldn't answer. 12 into 15. 112 is 12. 12 take away 15 equals 3. So your answer becomes a big whole number, remainder becomes a numerator, and just use the same denominator. So we have 1 and 3 12s, which can be reduced. 3 into 3 1, 3 into 12 4, which is 1 and 1/4. We're talking about money. $1 and a quarter. How much is a quarter dollar? 25 cents. 1.25. So that's the cost of 1 pencil. Let's multiply by 7. 1.25 multiplied by 7. 5 sevens are 35. 2 sevens are 14. Plus 3 makes 17. 1 7 is 7 plus 1 8. So the cost of 7 pencils is $8.75. A vendor sold 240 apples on Thursday. On Friday, the number of apples sold increased by 25%. How many apples were sold altogether on the 2 days? All right. How many apples sold on Thursday? Thursday, 240. So let's write that. Thursday, 240. On Friday, the number of apples sold increased by 25%. Did it increase by 25 apples? No, it increased by 25%. So we need to find out 25% of 240. So Friday equal 25% of 240. How do you do that? 25 over 100 times 240 over 1. 25 into 25, 1. 25 into 100, 4. 4 into 4, 1. 4 into 24, 6. Bring up the 0. So on Friday there were 60, not 60 apples, but 60 more apples than on Thursday. So that would have been 240 plus 60, which is 300 apples. How many apples were sold altogether on 2 days? That's 300 plus 240, which amounts to 540 if we add it. Number 30. The table below shows the wages for 2 persons for 2 weeks. Explain how you can use rounding to the nearest thousand to estimate who worked for more money during the 2 weeks shown in the table. First of all, 2,813. If we look at the second digit here, it's 800, which is almost 1,000. So we'll round that off to 3,000. 3,990 is almost 4,000. 3,486 is not almost 4,000. So we'll round that down to 3,000. And 3,125 definitely can be rounded up to the higher thousand, which is 4,000. It can be rounded down to 3,000. So, Bill, 3,000 plus 4,000, 7,000. Jane, 3,000 plus 3,000, 6,000. So what I just explained there would be your answer. In words, you say, at week 1, Bill wage can be rounded off to 3,000 And in week 2, it can be rounded off to 4,000, making a total of 7,000. However, Jane's salary was rounded to 3,000 for both weeks. Making a total of 6,000. Number 31. The scale below is balanced. What is the weight of one of the oranges if all the oranges have equal weight? Alright, so I'm going to take off this orange. If I take off one there, I have to take off one here as well. So now we see that 4 oranges will balance with 2 kilograms. What does that mean? 2 oranges make 1 kilogram. 2 oranges make the next kilogram. What is the weight of 1 orange? Half a kilogram. So you can write half kg, you can write 0.5 kg, or you can express it in grams as 500 grams. Each small square on the grid below is 3 by 3. That means 3 this way, 3 that way, that way. Let me change the color. Alright, 3 by 3. What's the area of the shape drawn on the grid below? We'll find the area of one box. If this is 3 by 3, then this would be 9. Not 6, 9. So this would be 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. These two would come together to make 9. These two would come together to make 9. So how many 9s we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 9s are 108. So 108 square centimeters.